Ace Frehley, whose real name is Paul Daniel, born on April 27, 1951, in the Bronx, New York, was an American musician best known as the original lead guitarist and founding member of the legendary rock band Kiss. Adopting the persona of the Spaceman, or Space Ace, he helped shape one of rock's most theatrical and influential acts. His creative energy and bold guitar work became part of Kiss's identity, playing with the band from its creation in 1973 until his first departure in 1982. After leaving Kiss, Frehley launched his own group, Frehley's Comet, releasing 2 successful albums before continuing as a solo artist. He later reunited with Kiss in 1996 for their triumphant reunion tour, staying with the band until 2002. His final solo album, 10,000 Volts, was released in 2024, and Guitar World ranked him as one of the greatest metal guitarists of all time. Ace Frehley had an estimated net worth of $5 million at the time of his demise. He amassed the impressive sum from his successful career, endorsements, and business ventures. Ace grew up in a musical household. His parents, Esther Anna and Carl Daniel Frehley, encouraged his early love for sound. Both played the piano, as did his siblings. Receiving his first electric guitar as a Christmas gift in 1964 ignited his passion. Without formal lessons, he taught himself by ear, drawing inspiration from guitar legends like Jimi Hendrix, Jeff Beck, B.B. King, and bands such as Led Zeppelin and the Rolling Stones. By age 13, he was deeply immersed in music, though his teenage years were turbulent. Rebellious and restless, he joined a local street gang for protection, but soon found purpose in music, crediting it for steering him away from a dangerous path. His friends nicknamed him Ace for his charm and knack for winning over girls, a name that would stay with him for life. During his youth, Frehley performed with several small bands, including The Outrage, The Four Roses, and Malamo, which recorded material for RCA. Though he briefly dropped out of school to focus on music, he eventually returned and earned his diploma. He took odd jobs, working as a messenger, cab driver, and delivery man, while chasing his dream. His big break came in late 1972, when he auditioned for a band forming in New York. The ad, seen by his friend Chris Cassone, led him to meet Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, and Peter Criss. Despite showing up in mismatched sneakers, his raw guitar talent impressed the group, and within weeks, Ace was officially their lead guitarist. In January 1973, the band became Kiss, and Frehley designed their now iconic lightning bolt logo. His silver star makeup completed the Spaceman persona, inspired by his fascination with science fiction and outer space. When Kiss began performing, Frehley still drove a taxi part-time to make ends meet until manager Bill Aucoin began paying the band a small salary. Kiss's self-titled debut album arrived in 1974, featuring Frehley's songwriting contributions on Cold Gin and Love Theme from Kiss. Though initially hesitant to sing, his guitar work spoke volumes. By 1977, he found his voice on Shock Me, a song inspired by a near-fatal electric shock he suffered during a concert in Florida. His solos, rich, wild, and full of energy, became the heartbeat of Kiss's music, influencing countless guitarists who came after him. His smoking and light-up Gibson Les Paul guitars became part of his theatrical stage identity, dazzling audiences worldwide. In 1978, while still in Kiss, Frehley released a self-titled solo album alongside solo projects from the other band members. His record stood out, going platinum thanks to his hit single New York Groove, which reached the U.S. top 20. As his role in the band grew, Frehley contributed heavily to Dynasty, 1979, and Unmasked, 1980, especially as the band's fame exploded internationally, particularly in Australia. Despite their success, internal tensions deepened. After drummer Peter Criss's departure, Frehley was often outvoted by Stanley and Simmons. He disagreed with the band's creative shift, particularly their experimental concept album music from The Elder in 1981. Feeling increasingly sidelined, he drifted from the band. Though his image appeared on later releases like Creatures of the Night, he had little to no involvement. By 1982, Frehley's time with Kiss was over. Determined to move forward, Frehley formed Frehley's Comet in 1984, recruiting talented musicians such as Anton Fig and John Reagan. After years of hard work and demo recordings, they released their debut album Frehley's Comet in 1987. Produced by Eddie Kramer, it marked Frehley's strong comeback, blending hard rock with melodic hooks. The album reached number 43 on the Billboard charts and included hits like Into the Night and Rock Soldiers, the latter referencing his run-in with the law after a police chase in his DeLorean. MTV frequently aired his videos, and Frehley regained his cult following. Although Frehley's Comet was successful, subsequent albums Live Plus One, 1988, and Second Sighting, 1988, saw declining sales and tours were marred by financial disputes. In 1989, he dropped the Comet name and released Trouble Walkin', featuring guest appearances from Peter Criss and members of Skid Row. The album was a return to gritty hard rock, but only modestly successful. Following lineup changes and a short-lived tour, Frehley withdrew from performing for 2 years. In 1995, he reunited with Criss for the Bad Boys tour, rekindling their friendship and reminding fans of their electric chemistry. In 1996, Ace rejoined Kiss for their long-awaited reunion tour, which brought together the original lineup in full makeup for the first time since 1980. The world tour was a massive success, reviving the band's legend. Their 1998 album Psycho Circus followed, though Frehley's involvement was minimal, contributing primarily to Into the Void. After completing the farewell tour in 2001, he left Kiss again in 2002, performing with them one final time during the Winter Olympics closing ceremony that year. After parting ways with Kiss, Frehley resumed his solo career. In 2006, he joined rock icons like Slash and Rob Zombie for a memorable performance at VH1's Rock Honors. He continued releasing albums through the 2010s and 2020s, including Anomaly, 2009, Space Invader, 2014, and Spaceman, 2018. Known for his unique guitar tone and playful spirit, Frehley also collaborated with former Kiss members at special events, such as the 2018 Kiss Cruise, where he performed New York Groove and Rock and Roll All Night. Despite reconciliation moments, Frehley declined invitations to rejoin Kiss's final tour, citing creative differences and unsatisfactory conditions. Still, he remained active as a solo artist, proud of his independence. His 2024 album 10,000 Volts brought him back to the charts, debuting at number 72 on the Billboard 200 and topping multiple rock categories. Fans hailed it as a spirited return to form. Frehley announced a follow-up, Origins Volume 3, planned for 2025, further cementing his enduring influence on rock music. Tragically, in late September 2025, Frehley suffered 2 falls in his home studio, leading to severe brain bleeding. After weeks on life support, he passed away on October 16, 2025, in Morristown, New Jersey, at age 74. The news broke hearts across the music world. Tributes poured in from fans, musicians, and friends who celebrated the man whose riffs had once set arenas ablaze. He was remembered not only as Kiss's Spaceman, but as one of rock's most inventive and beloved guitarists. Frehley had shared his life story in his 2011 autobiography No Regrets, a rock and roll memoir, which became a New York Times bestseller. Known for his humor and honesty, he described his unconventional path through fame, addiction, and redemption with both grit and gratitude. Ace Frehley's technique was as unorthodox as it was iconic. He never learned to read music and often played in a self-taught, instinctive way. He used his entire body to create vibrato, sometimes shaking the whole guitar neck, a style that fascinated even his Kiss bandmates. His solos combined melody with chaos, giving him a signature sound that countless players tried to emulate. From his humble Bronx beginnings to his rise as a rock legend, Ace Frehley's story was one of creativity, rebellion, and reinvention. He lived life by his own rules, balancing cosmic showmanship with genuine musical artistry. Though his star has dimmed, his influence continues to burn bright in the hearts of those who still hear the roar of his guitar, echoing like a rocket heading for the stars. Besides that, Ace Frehley married Jeanette, and together they were blessed with a beautiful girl, but their love story ended in a divorce. After their divorce, Ace Frehley had several relationships. And with that, thanks for watching. Give us a like, share with friends, and please subscribe.